Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. We just did this whole live and it was muted. There was no volume, so nothing at all came through. So just to double check it is actually working now. If you're watching this, can you either like comment or something to let me know that you can hear me? Or I don't know, like the video or something. Just give me some type of signal so I know that people can hear me. Okay. So we did a whole video about the news, Gyokeres, big Gyokeres update. Hoyland, we got some news on Hoyland. We got some news regarding the ongoing transfer between us and Brentford, which was rejected. What else? Anthony and Garnacho. So lots of news to talk about today. I can't believe I did this whole video and it was on mute the whole time. So now I need to do the whole thing again because I never go live on this channel and I really want to start doing it because the whole editing thing. So anyone who's in this video right now, can you just let me know that you can hear me somehow? Just a little comment just saying yes. Because honestly, when I tell you I did this whole video and it's on my channel now on mute. So obviously that is not good. So can someone just give me a signal and let me know that you can hear this video right now? Maybe I've got YouTube here, so I'm just gonna go on the I'm going on the stream myself. Unless someone just gives me a signal and let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me right now? That is all I want to know because I don't want to do all this again and find out I'm on mute. Like, why is there not anything that tells me this is on mute? There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, we're not on mute. There we go. Oh, yeah, we're not on mute. Right, let me close that. Okay, good. So now I know we're not on mute. We can make a start. For anybody who doesn't know, Ben Jacobs was a guest on the United Stand today. He had a lot of updates, especially regarding Victor Gyokeres. Obviously, lots of Man United fans have been dreaming that Gyokeres comes to Old Trafford. We all thought there was no way it could be done, especially after we lost to Spurs in the Europa final. However, it seems as if there may be, I'm not even going to say a small possibility, because the more it goes on, the more confident I am that he is going to come to Old Trafford. So basically what we're told today is basically Gyokeres is waiting for United. Like, I don't understand how we've got to this stage, but it kind of feels like when the Brian and Bruno news started, and at first we were like, really, we've just got Cunha? Surely not. But it seems he does want United, and I'm getting the same feeling from this news. So obviously, basically, as long as Man United can raise the money, Gyokeres seems down for it. He's happy. He's going to come to Old Trafford. One of the big sort of pulling factors we've got is obviously Ruben Amorim. And thinking back, if you remember, in one of the Europa League, I think it was after the semi-finals, Ruben Amorim was interviewed and he said something about he doesn't want to sign players if they only want to be in the Champions League. And at the time, we all just assumed that he was talking about Gyokeres. You know, that was what everyone was saying. All the videos, all the blog posts you read, he was talking about Gyokeres. But since then, a couple of people have done the maths, and it makes more sense that he was talking about Liam Delap. Because Delap has been told by the England manager that if he wants to be in the England squad, he needs to be performing at the top level on the biggest stage. So really, it makes sense that Delap needs Champions League football if he wants his England career to go that way. Gyokeres is always going to get selected for his national team. There's never going to be a problem there. He's got that reputation, so he doesn't need Champions League football. Obviously, a footballer at that level, you want Champions League football because you want the whole world to watch you. And we all saw what Gyokeres did to Man City last season. So as a professional player, you want to be in the Champions League. But what if those Amorim comments were about Liam Delap and not Gyokeres, and then everything else, has happened because Gyokeres has told other clubs that he wants to come to Manchester United. Because originally Chelsea were linked to Gyokeres, Arsenal were linked to Gyokeres, United were obviously linked to him. But then what if Gyokeres has told those clubs, no, I want to go to United, so you're wasting your time. And then somehow United now are in a position to sign him. Arsenal have obviously diverted their attention to Sesko. And we all know Chelsea have signed Delap. He's going to wear a number 9 shirt there next season. So yeah, the basic thing that Ben Jacobs said today was Gyokeres is keen on United. The fact there's no Champions League football isn't a blocker for him. He's still happy for the move. And it's being reported it's going to cost around £60 million. So all we need to do is get £60 million, which we should be able to raise pretty fast as long as we can start selling players. I am a bit worried about the speed that people are leaving the club, because at the moment we're making all the moves on bringing people in, but it's quite slow on the outgoings. But 60 million for Gyokeres, I mean, it seems 60 million is what we're spending on everyone at the moment. It seems we're only targeting people who have 60 million price tags. But yeah, Gyokeres could potentially be a Manchester United player. And if he is, just imagine the front three with obviously Cunha, who we've signed, Gyokeres, and then Burmo. Those three as a front three with the likes of Bruno behind them. Like, it doesn't matter how many goals we concede. And even if we keep Onana, it won't matter, because even if we concede 5 goals a game, we'll score 6. Obviously, we need to strengthen at the back as well. That was a joke. Don't take that serious. But it just seems crazy that this is a possibility. Like, this, a possibility for Manchester United, who not only finished 15th in the league last season, but have no Champions League football, and players are choosing us over teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham. Players are saying, you know, yeah, you've got Champions League football, you finished top 4, blah, 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 but sorry, I want to go to Man United. And we haven't seen this kind of pull from Man United in a while. So whether it is Amarin and people are just happy to get on board with the project, whether it is the things going on behind the scenes with Wilcox being promoted as the chief of football or whatever he is now, Manchester United is slowly getting their pullback. So we are getting players, or being linked to players, who we have no right in signing. There's no way a team who finished 15th with no European football should be able to get people like Gyokeres. But it looks like we might. Obviously, we haven't signed him yet, and I hope we do. I hope we do. If there's one thing I can make happen this transfer window, it would be Gyokeres to United. Even when there was the Osherman talk, Gyokeres is the guy I want. So hopefully we can get him. But realistically, should we? I mean, obviously we'll take it. Do we deserve to be signing players like that? Maybe it was all lined up when we brought Amarin in. Who knows? Also, it's been reported that we can spend a little bit more this season because of the money that Sir Jim Ratcliffe paid or invested in Man United when he took over or bought the percentage. So because of financial fair trade or fair play and all that, we've got a little bit more money that we can use. We still need to raise money to be able to sign players now. But if we can get Gyokeres for 60 million, you'd imagine like Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, who else is there? Those Garnacho, those players are all going to be going. So money will be coming in. We just need to try and speed it up a little bit. But whilst we're talking about strikers, there is an update in regards to Rasmus Højlund. So we know Inter are interested. That hasn't changed. I put a video up on the channel today about potentially Cesc Fabregas taking over at Inter. They obviously sacked their manager after their 5-0 thrashing in the Champions League final to PSG. In the past, Fabregas has been complimentary about Højlund. So if he does take over, we know the club want Højlund and we know the manager likes Højlund, so that would be good. They are apparently inquiring about a loan, and it doesn't say anything about an obligation to buy. But I think if he just goes out on loan with no option to buy or obligation, United will be stupid. Let's not forget, Inter, they are rebuilding, but they have a very good striker in the form of Martinez already. So even if Højlund goes there on loan, he's probably not going to be starting. Would you replace him with Højlund? Let's be real. I probably wouldn't, especially at the moment. So in Man United's eyes, they need to make some money. So the loan might have a little fee. They might pay some wages. But realistically, if he's not part of our plans, we need to sell him, or we need some money coming in at the end of the season. So I would at least do an obligation to buy if he plays a certain amount of games, or just something like Chelsea did. That if he scores, I don't know, 10 goals or 5 goals, they have to buy him at the end of the season. I just think we need something in place. He is being quoted at around 45 million. So if Inter do want him, the fee is going to be 45 million pounds. But again, Inter are looking for a loan first. Fabrizio has put a post out today in regards to Mbeumo. He has said, Brian has sent a very clear message to Brentford after rejecting others' offers and hopes a move to Man United would happen. Man United want to accelerate the deal and will be in talks in the next few days. So as we all know, last night we put an offer in, 45 million plus 10 million in add-ons, and that was rejected. There's been talk online today that Brentford are hoping for 50 million guaranteed. So the 45 we bid, they want an extra 5 in guaranteed, and then they want between 8 and 10 in add-ons, but they also want the add-ons to be quite easily achieved. So like number of goals for the striker. They've also said they would prefer the add-ons to be based around the striker because they know the player, they know they have confidence in him, they know his limits, as opposed to Man United. So they wouldn't necessarily want an add-on to be Man United to get into Europe because there's other players who could ruin that. Whereas if all the add-ons are focused on the player, they know the player, they know his ability, and they have confidence in him. So they would prefer him to get a certain number of goals or to play a certain number of games before the add-on gets added on. So I think, realistically, if we go 58 million, 50 upfront guaranteed that they want, which we would be able to spread over terms or years, and then 8 million in add-ons if he plays, I don't know, 20 games, or if he plays 30 games and scores 15 goals, or whatever we want to do. As long as it's something like that, I feel they would accept it. They're going to get 50 million guaranteed with another 8 potentially promised. So I think if we want to get that deal done quick, that's what we need to go back with. And I also think we need to get that deal done before the transfer window closes. Obviously, I'm talking about June, not September. But it does close for that little bit, doesn't it, for the Club World Cup people. So if we can get that one done and potentially line up Gyokeres, I think we'd be in a very good position. I also want to say, I've said this before, but I am very happy with how United have flown out of the blocks this transfer window. Because we always seem to be last minute and then we panic buy and then we end up paying 700 billion trillion pound for Casemiro. Slight exaggeration, but you get the gist. So yeah, the fact that United are making moves early, and again, I don't know if it's with Wilcox now taking more charge or Amarin being more demanding, because he did say in his one conference, didn't he, about we need to be more ambitious, we need to go for better players, and apparently that's when the focus switched to Gyokeres from Delap. So again, you know, I don't know how much of it's true, but from the outside looking in, it looks as if we're definitely going in the right direction this transfer window. Up next, we have The Telegraph, and they have reported that Real Betis are now looking to turn the Antony loan into a permanent deal. Originally, they told us they don't have the money to buy him and they want to loan him again, which for me is insane because you've had half a season out of him where he's performed marvelously. It's the only other way I can describe it, because that's the best football I've seen from Antony. Bearing in mind, I didn't watch too many games for him at Ajax, but at United, apart from his first game against Arsenal and probably the Newport County game in the FA Cup, haven't seen great football from Antony. However, in the clips I've seen, and I'm going to say clips because I haven't seen any full games apart from the Europa Conference final, he's looked very good in Spain. But anyway, they are happy to now look at permanently buying him. So there was talk of a loan, but I think Manchester United have said we can't loan him. We need a rebuild. We're getting players out. We need to bring players in. So now they're happy to apparently look at making that permanent. We have put a price tag on him of £30 million. So if we can get 30 million for Antony, we will be happy and we will be accepting. But also, I feel the fact that people like Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus, they've all declared interest in Antony. So maybe Real Betis are thinking, oh, well, if other teams want him, we need to act fast or we could end up losing him. Obviously, he knows the team. He's been in Spain for 6 months or however long it's been since he joined. So he knows the players. He knows, the area. He's settled there. And he looks confident again. He looks like he's got his little bounce back. So for me, if they had the money, I would buy him. I don't know if they finished in the league. Did they get top 4? Does anyone know? Are they in the Champions League next year? If not, they're going to be playing European football, surely. So they're going to have the money to be able to buy him. They know what they're buying. It's not a gamble for them. They've seen him for 6 months. £30 million for a Brazilian international who can perform. I think it's a no-brainer. Also, I think he's more suited to the Spanish league. Obviously, we saw him at Ajax. I think Spain or Italy are probably his upper level. I think the Premier League was just a little bit too much for him. I don't know if it was all the eyes on him. We know he had some problems at Brazil at the start. And just the fact he was at Man United. Obviously, if you're not thick-skinned, it's probably not the best club to go to. The whole world is watching and judging. So there was probably a combination of things for why it hasn't worked out at United. But I wish him all the best. I like Antony. I do. And when I'm playing FIFA, I still press R1 and L1 and do a little spin if I've got a 5-star skill split player. So that is in honour of Antony. So I do like Antony. Only other thing I want to talk about, it looks as if Garnacho is going. And it also looks as if he's joining McTominay at Napoli. It looks like he's going to be Italy bound for around 40 million, I read today. Which, again, I think is a little low because I honestly, I think he's got what it takes. And once he sorts his attitude out, I feel that Garnacho could be the player we regret selling the most. I understand why he's going. Obviously, after the Europa final, he wasn't happy. He's obviously rubbed up Amarin the wrong way, which, again, I feel is justified. Because everything he said about playing all the rounds in the Europa and then not the final. If I played all the other games and contributed and helped the team get there, and then, was it Mason Mount or Luke Shaw? Whoever came back to take his place just jumped in the team ahead of me, knowing that I've been fit all season. I've been tracking back. I've been putting the effort in. I mean, yes, he needs to work on his end product because some of the shots I saw from him were terrible. But I do like him. I as a player, I do like him. And I hope it doesn't come back to bite us on the bum for getting rid of him without Amarin and him trying to sort things out. But again, I understand where we're at as a club. I know we're rebuilding. We need to make money to be able to spend money. And if there's any toxic players in the dressing room or any people who don't agree with the project or the manager, no one's bigger in the club. So saying that, if people are rubbing up certain people the wrong way, i.e. the manager, they have to go. Which is fair enough. It's a football club at the end of the day. We've gone through a long time where there's been toxic players in the team. There's been people who think they're bigger in the club. And it's been individual football, not a team game. So the fact that that is changing, and it almost looks as if Amarin's taking a zero tolerance approach with it. Because as soon as one thing, pops out in the news that you've said, he's like, okay, well, you need to find a new club. So I am happy that we are taking that approach. Above all, everything else, I feel we need to stick with the manager. What he says at the moment needs to happen. Like, if he's telling the board we need to be more ambitious, and if he's saying so-and-so needs to go, then so-and-so needs to go. I'm still a little bit confused about the Bruno situation, because when all the rumours were coming out and there was no response from Bruno, in my head I was planning on where we're going to spend the money. And I do think if Bruno had gone, say he was gone today, I think tomorrow we could potentially start the ball rolling with Gyokeres coming in. And if you would ask me now if I would swap, what are we saying, 100 million for Bruno. So if you said you can get Gyokeres and have 38 to 40 million left over for Bruno, I would do it right now. Like, I'm glad he's staying because I do like Bruno. But also we're rebuilding and 100 million could go a long way. So let's do that one then. If I said to you, you can have Bruno or you can have Gyokeres and 40 million, which one are you taking? Comment below and let me know. Bruno or Gyokeres and 40 million? Obviously, Bruno's going to take a slightly different approach this season because of the players we're bringing in. So I don't think he's going to be playing as far forward as he did last season. But last season, I will also hold my hands up and say, if we didn't have Bruno, we would probably get relegated. Because the number of times he scored or did something, assisted, won us a penalty, scored a penalty, you know, without the points he's contributed to the team, we would not be a Premier League club. I can hold my hands up and say I believe that is the truth. However, if it's on the table now, Bruno or Gyokeres and 40 million, I'm taking Gyokeres. But that's only because I've said in this video, I've said before, he is my one transfer target I would love to sign. Obviously, you may disagree. You may have different thoughts on it. Now it's all said and done, and it looks as if we might have a chance of getting Gyokeres. I'm happy he's staying, because a team that we've rebuilt with all these new players coming in and Bruno, for me, is better. But if we don't get Gyokeres, even though he's come out today saying he'll wait for Man United to get the money, if we got rid of Bruno, Gyokeres would be coming in tomorrow. So if we do get him, amazing. We've got the player we wanted, the player I wanted. We've got the front three. We've improved the squad massively in an area that we struggled in last season. But if we don't get Gyokeres, and we had the option to, if we sold Bruno, I don't know if keeping Bruno was the right move. And that's all I can say on it, really. I like Bruno. I'm never going to not like Bruno. His passion, his work rate, his complaining, everything about Bruno I like. But in terms of rebuilding the club, only time will tell. I hope we've done the right thing. I hope we keep Bruno and we get all the players we're linked to. But also, it's not just about the attackers. I think we definitely need a goalkeeper. We can't start the season with Onana. But it does kind of also make sense to get the attacking options done first. Because when we start pre-season training, which Amarin has always said is a big thing for him, the goalkeepers are not that involved as much as the players. So I'd rather get the players sorted first, outfield, and then bring in a goalkeeper as we progress. But we need a goalkeeper, especially if Chelsea are linked to who they're linked to. Thingy from AC Milan. Apparently Chelsea value him at 10 million and AC Milan 130. But yeah, we need a goalkeeper, definitely. And yeah, with everything else, I guess we just see where we end up. I do want to say thank you for watching this if you're here. It's the first time, well, the second time I've actually gone live on this channel. I did this video half hour ago and the whole thing was on mute. So if you logged on for that one, I apologize. I probably just look like this. I apologize. I am going to start doing lives more because I do enjoy them. And even just getting some feedback from you guys is very good. So there will be more lives. I do want to say, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. It is a fairly new channel and I do want to get the subscriptions up. And yeah, if you do watch any videos and you're feeling generous, drop a like, drop a little comment, let me know you're here. But I have been Liam. Thank you for watching. And I will see you on the next one. Hopefully next time I come back, we've got some more good news. June has been very good for United. Let's hope that continues. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye. Still doing that even though we're live. Bye.